Hi, welcome to the video looking at dividing a line in a given ratio. We're going to look at two things in this video. How to calculate the coordinate that divides a line in a ratio that you're given, and be able to identify that ratio when you're given the coordinates. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in and do some examples here. Feel free to put these down as your notes. Points A and B have coordinates 2, 6, 7 and 12, 21, 12 respectively. Find the coordinates of the point P that divides AB in the ratio 2 to 3. Okay, so we've got a line and we've got points either side. Okay, so we have A being 2, 6, 7. We have B being 12, 21, 12. And we want to know the point P that divides AB in the ratio 2 to 3. So there's two parts here and there's three parts here. Now there's a couple of different ways you can do this. There's something called the section formula that I don't use. I don't really like it that much, but other teachers will. I like to do this just from making one simple statement. Okay, now if you know that there's 2 to 3 here, then the distance from A to P is going to be 2 out of a total of 5. Okay, it's going to be 2/5 of the way because you've cut it into 5 bits. This is 2 of those 5 bits. So A to P is 2/5 of the whole way. So it's 2/5 of A to B. Now, if you can make that statement, then it's going to be nice and easy for you to do it. You already know all the maths involved in. Okay, so AP is going to be 2/5 of AB. So that's going to be 2/5 of B subtract A, which means that it's 2/5 of 12, 21, 12, subtract 2, 6, 7. Okay, which means that AP is 2/5 of 10, 15, 5, which means that AP is, well, 1/5 is 2, so 4, 6, 2. Okay, now we've not found out what the coordinate P is yet, but we've found out what that vector is. Okay, now I'll put every line of working in so you can see what's going on. Feel free to miss out one or two if you can. So AP is 4, 6, 2, but what I also know is that to find AP, I need to do P subtract A. Now that position vector P is essentially the coordinate, so if I can get that position vector P, then I can find the coordinate very straightforwardly. So to be left with P, I need to add on A to both sides. So I'm going to do 4, 6, 2, add A, and A, the position vector, was 2, 6, 7. So it's 2, 6, 7. So the position vector P is 6, 12, 9. So the coordinate P is 6, 12, 9. Okay, now there's a lot of work in there. I'll try to show you every line just so you can see it, but the reason I like this method above the section formula, and there's another couple of ways that are essentially the same as this but not written the same, is that it's just one simple statement, and after that you're just using what you already know. Okay, so being able to say, right, 2 to 3, that means that's 2/5, and then just using your vector rules from there to calculate it. Okay, and there's example 1. Example 2. Okay, this time I've been given the 3 points, and I'm just doing it with 2D this time. I'm being given the 3 points, j, k, and l. So j is 6, -3, k is 9, 6, and l is 10, 9. Okay, now I want to find the ratio of j to k to kl. Oh, sorry, jk to kl. Okay, now what I like to do here, and again, this is maybe a little bit different from what other people do, is look at each of the coordinates in turn. Okay, so let's look at the x coordinates first. Okay, now between 6 and 9, that is a distance of 3, and between 9 and 10, that's a distance of 1. Okay, and then I'm going to check it with my y coordinates. Okay, between -3 and 6, that's a difference of 9. Between 6 and 9, that's a difference of 3, and that simplifies to 3 to 1. Okay, Okay, so that is the ratio that I divide in. Okay, so J to K to K to L is 3 to 1. Okay, and I think that way, although it's not maybe the most highbrow way, is just very straightforward and will get you to an answer very quickly. Okay, now any issues, as always, ask your teacher. Cheers.